Hey everyone, Dan Scott back again, where I want to pick back up with our discussion concerning the Book of Life. And here in Revelation 22:19 at Bible Hub, you see they offer 28 different parallel translations from various Bibles. And if you scan down through these, you see tree of life, where out of the 28, some of these translations chose the word book, okay? Book of life. So obviously some funny business was going on with the text of the manuscripts, the Textus Receptus, and it was changed. So what is it? Is it tree or is it book? Now, aside from the question as to whether it should be book or tree in Revelation 22:19, consider the credibility of the book itself, the book of Revelation, in all of the occurrences of book scroll, because God has given us the ability to perceive the mistakes and the problems in this book, not just doctrinally, but grammatically, because whoever wrote or assembled this book did not use proper Greek words in many occurrences, such as lambkin, which I talk about in other videos. So let's go back to these occurrences of book scroll life and consider whether there is consistency in having a pattern of words being healthy. Whereas it goes for the tree or the wood of life, well, outside of the Old Testament, the only references in the New Testament are in the book of Revelation. However, our concern involves being wiped out of the book of life. So let's investigate this word more, where with software and technology, we can quickly find all of the occurrences, where we see the noun biblos is translated consistently as book scroll in all of its occurrences, where the noun biblion is translated consistently book scrollette in having a pattern of words being healthy. So for me, as it goes for the book scroll of life, I'm going to run with Paul, okay? Biblios is the word that he used, which again occurs in many other verses. So let's now go back to all of the occurrences that I had found of book scroll of life, where, again, the majority are in only the book of Revelation. Now, with the advent of modern technology, we can easily search words, keywords, and phrases, where here are all of the occurrences of the words book scroll, book scrollette, in conjunction with the word life. Where first notice how the one book of Revelation is inconsistent. It mixes and matches biblios and biblion in the context of the book of life. And there's no rhyme or reason why this would be, except that the book is a test to see who's paying attention to the minor details which investigating of the writings all of the books of the Bible reveal, where I emphasize over and over again having a pattern of words being healthy, which Paul instructed young Timothy in his last epistle, 2 Timothy 1:13. And as for Paul's one-time use of biblios, book scroll, he refers to those whose names are in the book, not written necessarily, but in, from the Greek preposition en, in. However, Revelation 17:18 also states there are those written on the book. On what? The cover? Where on is from the preposition epi. Where let me also bring to your attention Revelation 13:8 with the added of the lambkin, which word lambkin here also proposes many more problems, which I talk about in my video, Who Wrote the Book of Revelation, as well as Another Jesus. See my playlist, Problems with the Book of Revelation. So friends, do you see the fallacy here? The book gives us a warning to not add or remove from the prophecy of the words of this book, while at the same time the book itself mixes and matches of hodgepodge of words and prepositions and phrases in inconsistent translating, where then the one who tries to understand this epistle has to speculate themselves. And this is seen in the world of commentary concerning this book, which nobody can really figure out. Which a great example of this is seen at a website called Got Questions. We see that this question is posed: does the warning in Revelation, encompassing the switch of verses 18 and 19, does this apply to the entire Bible as a body of the whole of all the prophecy of the writ, or just the book of Revelation? Think about it. The question is basically asking, can we add or remove from the rest of the Bible, or is it just this book? Where if we jump down to the second paragraph, the writer states the warning is given specifically to those who would distort the message of the book of Revelation. Where if we back up, you see that the writer of this blurb chose book of life, not tree of life. So the warning is given specific to those who would distort the message of the book of Revelation. Never mind the rest of the writ of prophecy. Whew, well, thank goodness it's not all of the prophecy, just this book, because I wouldn't want to be wiped out of the book scroll of life. Or is it book scrollette? And for that matter, was I even in the book or on the book? Or is it that we are written in the book of Revelation? See my last video. So do you see what's going on here? The writer of this blurb, in defending the answer, is doing the very thing that the book of Revelation warns against. And honestly, none of us have all of the answers, especially when we are babies who are to desire the unadulterated milk of the word, not the adulterated whatever it is, milk? I don't know. It's sour milk. It's rotten milk. So think about these things that I'm sharing with you and begin to investigate all of the writings, seeking knowledge, wisdom in the truth. Because the Spirit of God does not bear witness to falsification. And if you are defending this one book as opposed to all the rest of the writ, you really should be evaluating your stand. And the consequence and warning of this being wiped out of the book, according to the book of Revelation, is the lake of fire, which is yet another false doctrine that I want to address in one last video. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.